Welcome everybody, and we're starting in the town of Whitby and the Larpool Viaduct, and we're going to walk along the Esk Valley, following the river and the railway line to Ruswarp. We'll then cross the railway and recross it, and then a decent walk uphill above Sleights. We'll then descend into Sleights, cross the river Esk again, and then a lovely walk all the way up the hill, good steady climb up to Aislaby for a pub lunch, all being well. We'll then retrace our steps back to Sleights, good uphill trail up to the top there, cross the railway line again and back to Ruswarp, and then we'll follow a slightly different route back to Whitby, ending up walking along the old track bed into Whitby town itself. So this is a new walk for me. Pamela's been down here before, which is good. It's very helpful, so she can do the guiding and the leading. So we're heading which way? West along the Esk Valley?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're going to go so far, see how far we get, and then turn around and either come back the same way or we'll probably come back a slightly different way. We've got the map.
And there's an Esk Valley walk, and hopefully we'll be able to pick that up. So go up and down a bit more?
Go up and down, yeah. We'll do something slightly different.
Yeah,
but we're just enjoying the fantastic morning, at 9:30 time. Beautiful sunshine, a little bit on the cool side, but very, very pleasant for walking in. And the trees are still very green, not a lot of sign of autumn colours yet. Very green trees, the trees are all still in full leaf. Plenty of shrubs with berries and things on, that sort of thing, hawthorns and so on. But everything else looks really still very summery to a large degree. But we'll see what we'll find when we head a bit further west. So we've just passed under the Larpool Viaduct, which carried the railway originally from Whitby down to Scarborough. It actually started much further north. I think it came down from Middlesbrough through Saltburn and right down the coast and crossed the river Esk here. And we're just sort of turning this corner, following the river round, and we're heading to the village of Ruswarp. And we keep getting glimpses of the church at Ruswarp, which all of it looks absolutely wonderful in this wonderful sunshine coming through this morning. And we're just really enjoying sort of stretching our legs and we're getting going, and you can't beat it on a day like this. You see what I mean? The trees are still very green and summery, but absolutely laden with fruit and berries and so on. Now I think the old country law is that when the trees produce lots of fruit and berries, we're in for a hard winter. Well, we will see, won't we? We will see in time. And of course the railway that we're following is the Esk Valley Railway. So follows the Esk
River Esk, really all the way inland from Whitby up onto the far end, the western end of the North York Moors, and then it turns up to Middlesbrough, and a very, very scenic train journey if you enjoy travelling by picturesque trains. Don't know how frequent the services are at the moment. They are still the regular services running between Middlesbrough and Whitby, and they make stops at many of the stations on the route. A lot of the small villages in the North York Moors do still have halts and railway stations, so it's great for getting out to places for walking and doing circular walks and so on. That's good fun. And of course the line is also used by the North Yorkshire Moors Railway, and trains travel down from Pickering, sometimes steam, or very often steam trains, sometimes diesels, but they travel down by steam from Pickering, which is the main sort of centre for the railway, onto Grosmont, and at Grosmont they join the main line. This is the main line, and then they carry on through to Whitby. And as far as I know, it's the only preserved railway or steam railway that regularly and routinely runs scheduled trains on the main line, on the main rail network. So it's a mixture. It runs on the preserved line from Grosmont up to Pickering, and then down from Grosmont to Whitby. So we're just approaching Ruswarp, and I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. Well, I've been up here enough times to know that I am. It's spelt, you'll see, R-U-S W-A-R-P. So it's spelt sort of Ruswarp, but everybody calls it Ruswarp. So a fantastic view looking back from the top of Hag Hill, looking back towards Ruswarp, and just on the horizon, just on the very top of the horizon, the Abbey at Whitby appearing. So wonderful view, a good walk up here, good pull up to the top here. So slightly out of breath, that's no bad thing I guess.